Aloha friends! I am going to make a new smoothie for me this morning, and it is called the Kale Peach and Coconut Smoothie. I just got this off the internet. It's not a Vitamix recipe. It's just one of those healthy smoothies out of a website, and I believe the website name is, let me look at the I have my iPad here, CamilleStyles.com. This is one of her drinks. So I just basically googled up kale, and I had some ripe peach, and I was going to also use my grapefruit, but the grapefruit is not as ripe as the peach, so I wanted to use up my peach, and this is the recipe that she has. So basically it calls for 1 cup frozen peach, or else if it's fresh like I have it fresh, then she just basically said to add some ice to it. A cup of kale torn into pieces and stems discarded. Half a frozen banana, and I just actually cut up my, not cut up, but peeled up my banana. It's getting ripe, so I put it into a sandwich bag and then put that sandwich bag into one of these freezer bags. So half of that, and my bananas, I actually just half it up also when I put it into the freezer, because a lot of the recipes calls for half of a banana rather than a full banana. 3/4 cup of coconut water. I got this at Trader Joe's. They have a new, this is actually new from Trader Joe's. They have their own brand of coconut water now. Half a teaspoon of freshly grated ginger. It's my ginger. A teaspoon of raw honey. And I'm not going to use honey. And then it calls for a teaspoon of raw honey, and then a small slice of lemon. But it also says if you don't want to use raw honey, you could use a big scoop of Greek yogurt, or a glug, I didn't even know that's a word, G-L-U-G, of almond milk for added creaminess. So I don't want it creamy, so I'm not going to add the almond milk, which I do have though in the fridge. But that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and prep it up and add it onto my my blender, and my Vitamix is still up on my cupboard and I don't want to take it out. So like I said, it's not a Vitamix recipe, so I'm sure I can use my KitchenAid blender for this, okay? So let me go ahead and prep it up and add it on to the pitcher, and then I'll go ahead and start blending it. Alright, let me show you guys what I got in here so far. So I added the 3/4 cup of coconut water. I washed my kale and tore it up into little pieces, just like the recipe said. And then I grated my ginger, and this is how I just grated it. I basically peeled part of it off and then started grating it from here. And I added a little bit more than what the recipe did call for, and the reason that I am making this today is because it did call for ginger as well. I've been sick for, gosh, I think 4 days now, and I still have a little bit of a sore throat. Ginger is a good natural remedy for sore throats, for clearing up your throat and such. So I wanted to add an extra ginger into the recipe. So go ahead and put that. I'm gonna go ahead and start blending it. It's funny looking at the recipe compared to my Vitamix. It says grate the ginger. With the Vitamix, you just basically cut this up and put this in there. And then the kale, it did say take out the stems. With the Vitamix, you just cut up the end of the stem over here. But then basically the whole thing just basically goes in there. So for that, I'm just going to go ahead and start blending it up, because for the kale, it does take a while with this type of blender. Okay, so puree. Alright, I think it's done. I've been blending this actually been pressing the puree button for quite a while, a couple minutes. It actually, comparing it with the Vitamix, because like I said, I'm using my KitchenAid for a while now, like I think 2 weeks now, compared to my Vitamix, just to show you guys that even though the recipe does call for Vitamix blender, you can still actually use the blender that you do have. It's just that it's gonna take a bit longer. And there it is. So let me try it out. Yummy. I can really taste my ginger in there, but I need it for my sore throat. I didn't add the raw honey, but it's still sweet, and I do like it. So it's one of those keeper smoothies. Alright, bye guys, have a good day.